Hey there guys, so today we have another review and this is a beer from Bell's. This is Bell's Black Note, 2016 vintage, just came out. This is their bourbon barrel aged imperial stout, 10.8%. And so yeah, let's dig into the beer. Speaking about the beer, actually, the label, they changed the border slightly, but still that same, no offense, boring kind of art. Just very, that's the label. What else is there to say about it? Actually, recently applied to a job there. Did not get past round one, but that will not affect the review. I promise. We try to stay objective all the time. So let's dig into the beer. Beer comes in a wonderful dark black color. You get a little bit of that kind of brown carbonation sort of sticking to the glass, but not too much of that kind of brown film that you get in some bigger beers. Let's get the aroma on this one. Very nice. Very familiar kind of aroma. It has this really fresh kind of bourbon barrel aged imperial stout kind of note. There you go. Nice chocolatey note. You get a big sweetness of dark fruit, some raisins, some dates. But then there's this really big sweetness of, again, bourbon vanilla, oak coming through, some leather. A little bit of that chewy chocolate underlying it, maybe a little bit of a roast of coffee. It smells very familiar. Yeah, it just smells absolutely delicious. Cheers. Some like burnt kind of caramel kind of sweetness as well. Cheers. Very nice. Okay, so first impression is that this beer is not that big. 10.8%, you sort of expect a little bit more sweetness, residual sweetness, a little bit more intensity of roast, a little bit more chewiness on the palate. Not really getting too much of that here. But the flavor is very nice. Pretty much what you have sometimes with bourbon barrel aged imperial stouts, you can get a scale of this tastes like an imperial stout with bourbon just poured into it. Or get more of that kind of cohesive kind of flavor. Get a really wonderful depth from the oak and the barrel treatment and the bourbon. It's leaning more towards that latter that I was speaking about. You get a really nice rush of just beautiful depth of this kind of bourbony sweetness, more of that dark fruit driving through the raisins and dates that I was talking about on the aroma. It's intermingled with this nice kind of mild cocoa, a little bit of chocolate kind of quality, which is not, again, not too sweet or robust. So it really melds well with this big, wonderful attack of lots of vanilla, lots of bourbon, this kind of light marshmallowy kind of note coming through, and that really rich sweetness sort of rides on the palate. Again, I keep having to say it. It doesn't override the palate with too much sweetness, but the sweetness is there. It's a medium plus sweetness. On the back end, it dries out quite nicely. You get a little bit more of that roast. That alcohol sort of cuts on the palate. You get a little bit of burn going down. You get a nice kind of toasted, oaky, kind of aftertaste, that kind of like oak combined with the bourbon, really just lingering on the palate really nicely, offering that sweetness on the back end. But so as for final rating, yeah, it's really nice. Again, you just wish that this beer was just a little bit bigger, but it has really wonderful depth of flavor. The bourbon is really well integrated into the beer, the bourbon barrel character. Let's go with something like a 96 on this one. I think it was Eric Wood who made an analogy that if you had to make a tier ranking, it would go something like Bourbon County, Barrel Aged 1050, this, and then something like Central Waters Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout, which I would probably sort of agree with. And so yeah, for sure, it is still amazing, amazing stuff. Not too much of it is made, so get your hands on some, but absolutely delicious. Really well done by Bell's. Until next time, guys, cheers. Let me know what you think. Later.